Alright, just got back from buying some steel, some of the smaller 1-inch for making some cabinet doors. And then we went up to the ranch owner's office to deliver some fans because apparently they don't have air conditioning. And apparently he has a whole bunch of old office equipment. Going to the garbage. CRTs with the letterbox, I think that's what that's called. The non-widescreen. But anyway, I'm trying to play Fallout 1 and it looks stretched out and weird on my widescreen. I think there's a way to go into settings and just switch it to a different size on the widescreen, but I don't feel like doing that. I like playing my older games on a proper size monitor. So, 2 monitors, got some food, got a power strip with a broken switch. But yeah, these are some very new CRTs. I haven't seen such a modern CRT before. All my old CRTs are like early 90s. These are like late 90s, early 1000s, early 2000s. I'm not sure when they stopped making CRTs, but these look very new. The CRT part is very flat. So we'll see how I like that with my Fallout 1. Great game, by the way. I absolutely love Fallout 3, so I want to play through the first couple games. July of 2002 on these monitors. 17-inch flat color monitor. Model 770VF. Same thing over here. That looks pretty good to me. Actually, that looks really good. That's a really crisp. That looks nice. Good for some old PC games. Alright, now there's a view that's putting a smile on my face. An old CRT monitor on a wire shelf. This is how I picture my warehouse, just full of wire shelving and CRT monitors all displaying something different. This, however, is set up, going to be set up for my PC for playing some older games like Fallout 1. I really love Fallout 3, and so of course I'm going to go back and play the first games. Fallout 1 is pretty awesome. It's a totally different game, but it's also very good. Very fun adventure. But yeah, it's like a top-down view. I forget what that's called, but it's a point and click game type of game. It's a different style of game from Fallout 3, but I am loving it just the same. But I don't like how it's stretched out on the widescreen. It's an older game, so it was made for a letterbox. I forget what you call that. It's a 1 or 6x9 or 1x1. I'm not really sure. Kind of looks like a 1. Maybe that's a 6x9. I don't know. But it'll look a whole lot better on this monitor, and I hope it works. I got a VGA to DisplayPort adapter, so hook it up and figure out how to play Fallout 1 on this monitor. Oh, I know, I love it. I love the old CRTs. There's such a nostalgic, warm feel to them. Also, Command & Conquer. Those will play a lot better on this screen as well. Those are some games I really love. Do not, Fallout 1 isn't too bad. It's just a little stretch, but I'm pretty picky about it. Did get some good gameplay in there, though. Alright, VGA to DisplayPort. That is pretty cool. Hey, look at that. It's working. Needs to be adjusted and probably set up for a dual monitor in the settings. But that's cool. Hey, look at that, it's already kind of set up. The mouse kept disappearing off of this screen, and I was like, what the heck's going on? And so I turned this monitor back on, and oh, there it is. Interesting. I need to set that up so it's on the left side. This is set up for a right side, and I don't like the picture. Needs to be adjusted. That's awesome. We got dual pipes. Two different sets of pipes going on. I had to go get the old school Windows screensavers from a website. I even tried getting the Johnny Castaway, but that only works on 32-bit computers apparently. That is such a... I have such fond memories of that screensaver back in the day. When we got our first PC, and I was just hooked and just loving it and checking everything out, and I think I had to download that screensaver way back in the day as well, but gosh, it was so cool. It was a screensaver that told a story. It was really, really neat. Really cool to see some pipes back on the old CRT monitor there. I like how it's got two different sets going on. Looks really good too. Let me stop touching it. I just cleaned it. It's got new smudges. That one looks cool on it, but that's a cool one. I like that. Got a few awesome backgrounds picked out, which actually looks really cool on that CRT monitor. I can still play the older videos that are, you know, the 1x1 or 6x9, whatever you call that. The square videos for your old boob tubes. You can find those on YouTube, and I can drag the window over and full screen it right here, and it looks great. So watching some old radio shows the other night. Set it up so it cycles through like 3 or 4 different backgrounds every 10 minutes. That way I don't have any problems with burn-in on this screen, because when you're doing stuff over here, it's just always showing the same background. So I got it set up so that'll change here in a little bit. Editing myself an ambient something so I can go to sleep. This is audio from my phone, my last phone anyway. I had to get a new phone. It had an app on it. My old phone had an app on it. I think it was called Relax Sounds, and you can pick out certain sets of noises, and I have like car noise with rain plus paper shuffling. I like to imagine I'm on a bus or something traveling. It was just an awesome sound coming from that app, and so I recorded it, and I'm putting together a few different chunks and giving myself an hour. And I'm just kind of going through right now, making sure it sounds good. I don't want to have to, you know, go through all this time editing an hour and have there be some kind of weird noise in it or something that wakes me up. It's like my favorite thing to listen to go to sleep. Relax Sounds, Relax. Yeah, I think it's just Relax Sounds app. But I'm just editing a few clips together so I can listen to it offline and without the phone away from my head. My new phone is a 5G, and I don't know if I trust that. Last phone started giving me a black screen or just shutting off randomly, and it wouldn't turn back on. It felt really hot whenever it would do that, so I don't know. It seemed like it was overheating, but I don't know. It did that for over a year, and it just eventually got to the point where it would take a long time to turn back on, and just eventually got to the point where it would not turn back on anymore. Which I guess was about time. That phone was getting old, and the battery wasn't doing too well anymore. You could tell it was it had been charged and drained many times. didn't have quite the capacity it used to. So yeah, didn't really feel like getting a new phone. These things are so freaking expensive. But I got a big old discount for an upgrade. You got an upgrade discount or whatever you call that. This is like a $300 phone. I got it for $200, $196, $198 or something. So a pretty good deal, I guess. But yeah, 5G. Don't want to buy my head, so I'm gonna put this on my new MP3 player. I found this for 11 bucks on eBay. Kind of ridiculous. It's really cheap, but it works really good. I'm kind of surprised. It's a really crummy menu and controls and things like that. You know, like going through the menus is kind of clumsy. You can only push left or right. You can't go up, down, or left or right. You have to remember that volume is the back button. Yeah, so yeah, you can select. Oops, yeah, so you select with the play button. You can only go forward or back. Even though it's going up and down, it's a little confusing. So I don't know, it's a little cheap on the software, if that's what you want to call it. But for 11 bucks, this thing is really cool. And it has Bluetooth, and it works. And it actually works really good, which is funny, because the phone doesn't actually do very well for the Bluetooth. Neither of them did anyway. This one might do a little better, but it's not too bad. It's actually not too bad. And it has a little speaker built in the back, and that actually is... It gets overloaded pretty easy, but it's still pretty decent. Pretty cool and good deal. The volume is back. You hold down volume to change the volume. So yeah, some things are kind of weird, but you get used to it, and it's pretty cool. So yeah, not trying to keep the phone off of me. It just feels better actually keeping that thing away from me. You know, I don't want to see the news anymore. I'm sick of some of the stuff. Sick of hearing a bunch, you know. So, pretty cool little tiny MP3 player with Bluetooth. That works fairly good for 11 bucks off eBay. I just searched MP3 player. Like it. Glad I got it. Oh, one thing I hate about it is the slowest thing I've ever used to transfer files onto. It is excruciatingly slow to transfer files. Well, that's cool. Reminds me of Halloween. This is great. I love this little CRT. Probably gonna bring that in the RV somehow. Maybe not. Everything's gonna be real compact when I build that interior. Gotta have the kitchen and a bathroom and a bed. You know, main things. And then we could try and make space for, we got a computer desk, and then, yeah, how would we do this? Mount it to the wall or something. Oh, it changed. We got another Fallout 3. Or Fallout anyway. It might not be 3. I'm not a big fan of Fallout 3. The dog meat. Playing Fallout 1, I love it. Dog meat showed up in that game too. Really cool to see where the dog's origins originated from. He becomes a bit of your buddy in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. Well, I don't know if that was dog meat. That was a different dog, I think. It had a different name anyway, but I think it might have been dog meat from New Vegas. I don't know. Looked like dog meat. But yeah, it's a cool background. I had to do it. Oh, that is great. I'm about ready to do a Matrix marathon here soon too. Just in time. That sure is a pretty one. It looks so much more vibrant on the CRT. I mean, it looks good on there too, but this just has... I mean, this is obviously a little more clearer. But the colors are just a little more vibrant on that. Ah, yes, that looks so much better. Some games just look better on the CRTs. The older games, anyway. And the buttons look nice and round. They're not stretched out on the, you know, the newer monitor there. Look like they're supposed to. And yeah, somehow this does look better. Audio, I need to get some speakers over here, but God, that looks great. I was hoping this would work. That just looks so much better. Oh, yes. Some classic Fallout 3 on a good old boob tube. A good old CRT monitor. Probably doesn't look the same on the camera, but in person this looks great. Yes. Yes. It's not the biggest deal, but I hate when the picture's all stretched out on older games and everything round. That's supposed to be round anyways, all oval, like buttons. Oh yeah, that's awesome.